I've got some new goats to show you guys and a couple important updates to give on the ones I've already got, so let's go take a look. Yes! As late summer has turned into winter, not only has it got much colder, but the trees have also lost all their leaves. Now, at this time, I've been getting the goats ready for breeding this year, so that's where our story begins. So this is where the story starts, with Maya, and this very much, as you can see, destroyed shed. Don't worry, it is completely safe for the goats, there's nothing sticking out they can stand on, and I will be doing something with this. I'm turning it into a gate. It will work, and then there's the roof. I've got a plan for that as well. So why does that relate to Maya? Now Maya is one of my two nanny goats, or was one of my two nanny goats, and if you've been keeping up with the shorts you would know she's not here. Sadly I lost Maya a few months ago and I haven't really decided how I wanted to put that in the video. Hello? Hello Oscar. But yeah, we lost Maya sadly. She got quite ill and then just kind of went downhill. I spent a lot of time with the vets to try and... Don't need my trousers. Okay. He's being a bit grumpy. Brian is literally behind you. Like literally next to you, something like that. Sorry. We've got Brian as well. And we basically gave her a lot of medications and stuff to help her out, but she just kind of kept going. And it looked like she was getting better, and I moved her over here so she's on her own, separated off with a shed, everything. And she sadly didn't make it, so that's why we're here with a shed. And that's why I needed to get new goats. Okay, Oscar, you're lovely. But is he really that lovely? Nah, he is. Oscar's great. And then Brian. We've got baby Brian. Okay. Why are you so grumpy? Maybe the wind's winding him up. But we've also got Brian, who's not much of a baby anymore. He's still very tiny. Okay. I shouldn't really do this, like encourage him. But it's weird though, he never actually hits me when he does that. Maybe he expects me to meet him, but... Yeah, one thing with your goats, you should never really like push on them and that sort of thing, because then they start doing that, but I think the winds really get into them. I will admit today, it's not actually that cold, it's like 6 degrees, which is, yeah, it's alright, but the wind chill is immense, so that's when I'm like fully dressed up. I kind of feel like Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. I'm only on like season 2, so I don't know if he goes a bit feral, but you know. So our story now goes to the girls. We've still got Phoebe, as you've seen, but we've got Mavis and Clover as well. Let's go find them. Oh, she's gone now. That's Mavis. Mavis and Clover are both very lovely. They're not the most friendly with me yet. They're doing well. I can stroke them and interact with them, do the hooves, that sort of thing. And when they're eating, but otherwise, they just kind of do their thing. This is Mavis, and surprisingly, she is so similar to Maya in many ways. She's tiny, very friendly, very quiet, and just does her own thing. She's great. Phoebe's currently licking the camera. But Mavis is loud and proud, always calling, always making a racket for food. Whenever I walk up the path, you can see just there. You know Clover's woken up this morning because she makes a racket. This is Mavis, tiny. Her horns are tiny. She's generally very small, but she's quite white and brown as well, similar to Phoebe, who you'll probably see in about a second. But she's great, and both Mavis and Clover are about 2.5-ish. Similar age to Phoebe, but a little bit younger. Oh, there's Albert. We'll get to him in a minute. But here is Clover in the front. She and Mavis are like half sisters, I think. Like same dad, but they're not sisters. But she's friendly as well. She's quite small, but you can see they're all quite relaxed. Hold on a sec. Here they are. Here are the 3 girls and Albert, the new billy goat, who is I'm very excited for because lots of white and brown babies. Now I'll give a bit more information on Albert shortly, but obviously Clover, Mavis, and of course Phoebe. Phoebe, don't run away. She doesn't really like the camera or the tripod. And what have you been doing with your collar, Phoebe? Okay, well there's Phoebe. She's lovely. And then the beast. Look at the beast. Literally, look at him. Look at that face. I will say, while filming those drone shots, I did put my finger through the blade. Like, I went to grab it, then you flip it upside down, just put my finger straight in the blades. Anyway, you may also notice in this field behind me, oh, you can't even see a goat, but obviously the 3 girls and Albert are in this field here behind me, and then the boys are in the other one, but you saw the 2 boys, which is, where's Henry? Now, this year has been rough for me with goats. I've fueled my new goat addiction quite heavily. My friend told me I was like a hoarder for goats, which was concerning. But we have also lost Henry. He was like my favourite, but you can't really say that because, you know, you're not supposed to have favourites, but he was like my favourite. And Henry was very big, the friendliest goat ever, loved everyone. Ate a lot, kind of got in the way of it. He was a bit annoying, but like in a way you love him. But Henry wasn't ill at all. You can kind of see, let me see if I can point at it. I think literally there, maybe a bit like off camera, he broke his leg. Like, and if you know anything about goats, like from even just watching these videos, oh god, you'll know you cannot get a goat to do what you want to do. So he broke his leg in such a way, obviously you can't like put a cast on a goat and just tell him to lie down all day for like 6 weeks while it heals. And it was broken in such a way it just would have been really horrible to him, like drag him out the field, take him to the vets, do this, that and the other, let alone like it would have been thousands of pounds, probably. So sadly we had to put Henry down in the field, and I'm not saying this to like, well, I just wanted to say this in the video because then you know it's out there. We're moving on. I don't truly know how he did it. I think he jumped off the climbing frame and must have just got a hoof caught or something like that, but it doesn't make sense because it was one of his back legs, so it's not as if he landed funny. So that's where Henry is, and I'll actually show you. I've got okay, this is a bit morbid and a bit grim, but there's a bit of like a graveyard at the goats now. It's really sad. This is like a proper vlogger angle, but that's the goat graveyard, sadly. Maya and her 2 babies are buried there, which is kind of like, it's like a family thing, but they're all buried there. But Henry, because he was so big, I didn't even have space for him, but he got wheeled off in the wheelbarrow, put in the vet's car, and see you later. That's what happened to him, because it was also out of hours on a Sunday, so it was just even worse. And the vet was very generous, and like the price they gave me in the bill, it was obviously a lot of money, but it was like, phew, okay, that's they were quite friendly with that. So you're all caught up to date with the goats we've lost, sadly, but we have a 6th goat, and I don't rent him. Honestly, I don't know what I've bought with him, because he is huge, smelly, grim. He is lovely though, I will admit, he is kind of growing on me. Here he is, the man of the hour, or the year I guess. The new top dog. Albert. He is incredible, like, honestly, as much as I give him hate for smelling like an absolute, just the worst thing okay, Phoebe, thank you. As well as smelling like the worst thing you've ever smelled ever, Phoebe, stop moving in front of the camera. As well as smelling absolutely horribly, he does look pretty cool and is very good at breeding the girls. Like, he bred Mavis and Clover within like 20 minutes of being in the same field with them, and I think Phoebe a few days later. Oh, here they are. This goat, I swear, just loves sticking her face in front of the camera. Phoebe. Albert. No. Okay, well, this guy is like the definition of large and in charge. He's bigger than the rest of them, bashes them all around if he wants anything, and he just does his own thing. He is wild. He is so wild. But I'm very glad to have him. Just look at that face. Just ignore all the yellow bits, and then you'll love him. Now, Albert is the complete total opposite from Percy, who I had last year for 6 weeks, who I actually rented. Now, this guy, obviously, I own him. Somehow he was the cheapest goat I've ever bought compared to the rest of them. But he's great because obviously he's white and brown. The girls are all white and brown. Should have some white and brown babies. And that's what I'm excited for. But this guy has got like a history to him. He's got a lot of stories. He's been around the country. Well, kind of. He's wild. He's wild. I'm glad to own him. He's only like 3.5, something like that. And he's cool. He's very cool. He smells really bad. And that's why I say to him, look at him go. Damn, this guy's wild. I say to him, I like you, but I don't love you, because honestly, he's great, but I don't think you can love something that smells that bad. He's so cool. So he's just given like a huge log, a piece of his mind. Anyway, he's got about 6 weeks with the girls, just him. I'm gonna chuck the boys in after so they can all like mingle and become friendly, and then I think, 2 months or so before the girls are going to give birth. They're going to go in there, and then the 3 boys are going to live in here. I just don't know how it's going to go because he's easily 2.5 times the size of Brian, and Oscar hates him already. I think he's cool. He's called Albert. He looks cool. He's very big and strong. He's sick. He's cool. I drove to get him. He made my car stink. He made my car like reek of goat, but like billy goat. If you know anything about billy goats, like, you're glad smell-o-vision doesn't exist. Okay, I think the whole video is just like waffle, but I'm so excited because I've got Albert, but I also don't know how to feel about him, because you just look at him and you go, what have I bought? He's looking at me like, what have I bought? Because he is so disgusting, but he's so cool. But he's kind of crazy in that respect, but he's good at breeding the girls at least, and we should have some kids. He's got a pretty good track record of producing babies, and so far, he's not broken anything. He doesn't really like me, like he'll come up to me, but give me like a wide berth. He's great. Honestly, I can't really ask for much more. I mean, I wish he was a bit smaller, but I just couldn't get a billy goat. It's really weird. I searched far and wide to rent a billy goat, buy a billy goat, and Albert's what I got. Albert stinks because he wheezes all over himself, and that's why he's so yellow, so I need to give him a wash, but it's just so cold at the moment. I think that would be quite cruel. But they wee on themselves because the girls love it, right? That stench, it makes the girls go crazy. Like, they're in heat, and there were Mavis and Clover especially like running up along down the side of the fence with him, and I don't know what it does, but makes them fall in love, basically. It doesn't work the same for humans. Like, if I weed all over myself, that would not go down well, but for those guys it works. Wait, hold on. Here is Brian. Oh god, his stomach's very full of food. But this is the youngest weather goat on the block. Okay, Brian, you need to look up at the camera, not the floor. Whoa! Okay. Oh no, Brian. But he's fully castrated now. How old are you, Brian? He's like 7.5 months old. Almost 8 months old. Look at it. Oh, okay, right. With Brian himself is doing great. I could not ask for a better weather goat, honestly. Brian, he's tiny. He's very small. He's going to be very small. But he's lovely. He's incredible. But that is the goat situation. That's what we've got to now. What we're going into 2025 with. And hopefully we don't lose goats next year. Because, you know, it's annoying, and I hate coming on here on my YouTube channel to kind of document my journey with goats and say, you know, this year we lost a few. It's a bit annoying, you know. Well, no, it's not a bit annoying. It's very annoying. It's very upsetting. But goats, obviously, spent money to buy, put a lot of time to care for them. They just kind of, that's that. But that's the same with anything, right? You know they're going to die when you buy them because it just happens. Well, it doesn't just happen, but everything dies. So you know that it will happen, but you hope it's like once they've lived out a long and prosperous life. But this is what we're dealing with at the moment. And a couple of things have changed through how I've been caring for the goats, and like different things I've implemented. And yeah, there's a lot of things that have changed and still more to go into, but that's that as a whole. It's been like 4 months since I've uploaded a YouTube video. I've made plenty, but they've all just been horrendous and I haven't enjoyed them. So I want to talk about Albert's backstory, because it's kind of wild actually. He's a little bit of a rascal. Well, he went through like a phase. Sounds like a grumpy teenager, but he really did. We've got to turn the shed into a gate. Okay, well, it's not in shop, but turn the shed into a gate and just do a little bit more. But I'm quite excited for the next sort of few weeks. Oh, and we're getting a new gate as well. Behind me, that gate, where's my finger? This gate here, it just needs to go. It's horrendous. So I've got a new gate and we're replacing it in January, which is a bit of a while away because the gate is falling apart now, but it'll be fine. If worse comes to worse, I just take it off its hinges and the goats all like mingle together. But that's me. I now own 6 pygmy goats, and I've been really trying to keep their fields good through the winter, because obviously I've got 6 now on 2 fields and I can't like rotate fields either. So worms are like a concern of mine now. They're like more so a concern of mine than they were before. So I did this before. I would like poo pick for them, but now I've been really like focusing on trying to do it at least twice a week at a minimum. Just go through every field, pick up the poop and chuck it over the fence, really. Okay, that sounds bad, but you know, getting it out the field, because I don't need worms going on with my goats, especially if they're always in these fields. And I do kind of move in between the two. I will mention Brian has Maya's old collar on, and Henry's old collar was going to go on Albert, but his neck is just too big. So he's there, and I kind of don't want to do that to Henry's collar, like make it smell of wee. Anyway, we're back on the horse. We're going to get riding again on these YouTube videos. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh, it's been so long since I've done that.